Well, November's going to try to go out like a lion in the weather department. Will it? That's still to be determined, but let's talk about it in this Thursday edition of Texas Roundup. Good morning, it's Thursday, the 30th of November, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Bulletin-Chief David Reimer. The potential for a few severe thunderstorms later this morning into this afternoon across the coastal plains into southeast Texas, with the primary threat being a conditional threat for a couple of tornadoes. We're going to talk about it here in just a minute. Otherwise, we're expecting plenty of showers and storms across the eastern third of Texas today. Some showers in the Panhandle with perhaps even a bit of snow mixing in. Let's quickly get into it. We're not going to do what we did yesterday with the whole 10-minute video thing. Here's severe weather outlook for this morning, this afternoon. Generally speaking, about 11 a.m. through 6 p.m. for the primary severe weather threat. It could continue on towards 7 to 8 p.m. in the Golden Triangle around Beaumont, depending on how much instability is left on shore. The potential for severe storms highest across southeast Texas, the Brazos Valley, the coastal plains, into the Golden Triangle. This does include the Bryan College Station areas all the way down into the Houston metro, where we have a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Now, that may get removed later depending on how things shape up today. This is not a guaranteed severe weather day. This is not a guaranteed day where we're going to see tornadoes, but conditions will be tentatively favorable for tornadic activity, with the big question being just how much low-level destabilization are we going to get. If we don't get a lot of low-level destabilization today, things today are going to be on the lower side of the severe weather spectrum, with 1 or 2 tornadoes possible. Likewise, if for some reason we end up going super-duper holy moly guacamole destabilization and we end up with a more supercellular storm mode today, we're going to have problems, but that is a lower probability than this thing remaining on the less active side. Regardless, could also see a couple of gusty winds, maybe small hail, all the way up into North Texas, Texoma, the Arklatex, Northeast Texas, and Central Texas. Now, here's the tornado risk. You can see compared to the overall severe weather risk, much more limited in terms of spatiality across the Brazos Valley, Southeast Texas, parts of the piney woods of East Texas, generally south of the Lufkin line, down into the Golden Triangle. And again, that little maxima right around the Houston metro to Bryan College Station. That may get removed later depending on how active things may or may not be, but regardless, a conditional threat for a few tornadoes today in the blue, the green, and the orange zones. It really doesn't matter which zone you're in. There's a conditional risk for a tornado today. So again, it's going to be a good day to stay weather aware and have ways to receive weather warnings later this morning into this afternoon, just in case we do end up being active. Hopefully, all things go well. We can keep things relatively stable. We can have a messy convective mode, a lot of showers and storms, and hopefully that means we won't have any severe weather issues today, in which case I mentioned that as a possibility, so don't come screaming back here later on after, hindsight's 2020 and be like, you said there were going to be tornadoes. There were no tornadoes. Hype, hype, hype. No, I'm giving you the possibilities. If you want to scream hype, 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 go scream at some of the other YouTube channels, not us. So let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for this morning, this afternoon, tonight, and into parts of Friday. Now, shower storms, eastern third of Texas, late this morning, this afternoon into this evening, moving out mostly by Friday morning. A change and an exception to that now looks like we're going to have a continuation of scattered thunderstorm possibilities across the upper Texas coast, southeast Texas, and the Golden Triangle late tonight into Friday morning. We may need to keep an eye on the chance for a spin-up tornado with that activity late tonight or tomorrow morning, maybe. Also the possibility of some heavier rainfall. Otherwise, on the backside of this area of surface low pressure that'll be moving across northwest Texas up in Oklahoma, some rain is possible across the Panhandle this afternoon. Some of that may change over to a wet snow with minimal accumulations expected. Surface temperatures should stay just above freezing, meaning any sort of wet snow accumulations would likely be limited and under 1 inch, not a repeat of a couple days ago where we had upwards of 4 inches in the northern Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, with nearly 8 to 9 inches of snow up on Wichita, Kansas. We're not doing that again today. And then otherwise, by the time we get into Saturday, Sunday, we should be mostly dry, continuing into mid-week. Next chance of rain after the next couple days looks like it may not be here until Wednesday or Thursday. So a couple days of calmer weather to start off December. Forecast rain totals over the next few days. Again, we do have a maximum now of 3 to 5 inches of rain across the Golden Triangle, the upper Texas coast, where we could have storms continuing into Friday morning. Otherwise, we're still anticipating 1 to 2 inches of rain across the eastern, let's just say 20%, maybe eastern quarter of Texas, perhaps up to about 1/2 inch of rain Sherman, DFW, all the way down Bryan College Station towards Victoria. By the time you get into the hill country, we're looking at 1/10 to maybe 1/4 inch of rain. If that, same thing goes for the lower Texas coast, Rio Grande Valley, and then maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain across the Panhandle with those showers later this afternoon. And again, all rain chances, with the exception of the upper Texas coast, Golden Triangle, should be ending late tonight. Golden Triangle, upper Texas coast, some of those storms could continue into Friday morning. Temperatures over the next 5 days, well, it's going to be warmer today. 80s down in the Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, deep south Texas. 70s all the way up to almost Interstate 20 in the big country. East Texas will see 60s, Arklatex 50s. Much cooler in the Panhandle, only 30s and 40s this afternoon with cold air advection and northerly winds. As we continue into Friday, we'll see cooler temperatures, northern third of Texas. Behind a departing storm system with 50s and low 60s. Beautiful honestly, not bad for the first day of July. December, wrong season. Southern 2/3 of Texas, 60s, 70s, right around 80s. Hey, December, we'll take it. Saturday, warmer temperatures filter back north, 70 in the metro, DFW Metroplex, 66 in Vernon, 64 in Childress, about 57 to 59 in Amarillo up to Borger. Sunday, same story, upper 50s to middle 70s across Texas, and then Monday, mostly in the 60s and 70s. So with all that being said, we'll be keeping an eye on things here. We will have severe weather coverage later today if necessary, and by necessary I mean if we have any tornado warnings in the state of Texas. Main time frame again, looking to be about 11 a.m. through 6 p.m., maybe a little later for the Golden Triangle. We'll have to see how that ends up happening, or if it ends up happening, and, I can't word. Y'all know what I mean. I'm too tired to word. So with that being said, Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, you can keep an eye on the sky, your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, severe weather coverage if necessary later today, and storm chasing video. Otherwise, visit us on the web, TexasStormChasers.com. Keep an eye on the sky, and remember, we'll be here if needed. Y'all have a good Thursday, and God bless.